Hello everyone, this is Muskan Raj. Today I am glad as I have completed my first task as an intern of data science in the Spark Foundation. So, our project was to predict the percentage of a student based on the number of hours studied, which were asked to do using simple linear regression involving just two variables which we can see through our raw data, that is hours and scores. Now, further proceeding to the project, first we are importing the required libraries, that is pandas, numpys, matplotlib for plotting the graph, and for training and testing the data we are importing test split and linear regression, and for evaluating the data and evaluating the model we are importing mean square error, mean absolute error, and R2 score from sklearn.matrices. Now comes loading the data. I'm printing importing data as we have started importing the data through the given URL through pd.read_csv. And after successfully importing data, we are printing successfully imported, which we can see as I'm running this code. And we can see first it is printing importing data, and after successfully importing the data it is printing successfully imported. Now to check whether our data is imported successfully or not, we are using df.head, which will print first 5 datas from our dataset, as you can see, which is printing from 0th index to 4th. That is total 5 datas. Now df.save is used to get the number of rows and column in our dataset. Here number of rows equal to 25, that is hours studied, which is an independent variable, and number of columns equal to 2, that is scores obtained, that which is an dependent variable. Now comes the information of data. df.info is used to get the information of data, and through this info we can see that there is none of the none values, so we can proceed without any problem. For description of data, we use df.describe, which describes our data regarding its count, mean, maximum and minimum values, etc. Now comes the data visualization, which is an important step in linear regression. Here I am using scatter plot to visualize my data, which is between hour studies and percentage obtained. And through dots we can see our plot. Now I am correlating the data between correlating the variables using df.core, and through this graph and this value we can see that our data is in positive linear regression. Now next steps comes training the data, and for training data we are dividing our data into inputs and outputs, and then splitting the data. Here I am using train underscore test underscore split. Here I am using test size is equal to 0.2, that is I am splitting my data into 80:20 ratio, and random state is equal to 0. Now further I am fitting my model, which is an important step. Now by creating the instance using model equal to linear regression, and then with the command model.fit I am fitting my data according to xtrain and ytrain. And after this whole process I am printing model.modelTrain as my whole model is trained. Now we are finding the coefficient and intercept for further visualization of our model. Here model.coef gives the slope and model.intercept gives the intercept y-intercept, and the linear equation and the line equation is equal to model.coef into x plus model.intercept, that is the line of equation which we have studied in our math, that is y is equal to mx plus c. And here the slope is equal to 9.9106 approx, and y-intercept, that is c, is equal to approx 2.0181. And for the now the most important step come is model visualization. For before we have visualized our data, now we are visualizing our model, and for this I am plotting the best fit line between the both same parameter, that is R studied and percentage score, where x-axis represent the R studied and y-axis represent the percentage score. And here the straight line in red colors is the best fit line which shows the linear regression. Now we will check the score of our training, that what is the score, and for this model the score comes 9.155, which is according to me is a good score. And further we'll proceed for predicting the output, in which I'm using variable y underscore pred for in storing the predicted value, that is using command model dot predict and passing the x test in it and after that I'm printing it. Now we'll compare actual data and predicted data, and also print what is the error caused between them. So with using the pandas data frame, and here we can see this is the predicted value y underscore pred, which I have printed, and so this is the comparison between actual data and predicted data, and these are the errors which are caused between them. Now, the last step is the finally evaluating the model. Here I am using mean squared error, mean absolute error, and R2 score to evaluate the model, in which the mean squared error comes around 21.5987, mean absolute error is around 4.1, and R2 score is approx 0.945, which is I think is good. And now comes the question that we were asked, that according to question, what will be the score of the student if he or she studies 9.25 hours per day. Here I am storing the score in a score variable, that is model.predict, and passing the R, that is 9.25 in 2D array. It is important to pass the input in a 2D array. And as we can see that if a student studies 9.25 hours per day, then he will or she will score approx 93.6917%. So this is the end of my project. Thank you.